What's up, speaker team? Hope you're doing well. This is Brian. I'm just enjoying a awesome cup of coffee outside in the Rock. It's about 50 degrees. I mean, hey, listen, it's not going to be compared to Marco Island. It's 70 degrees. I know many of you are so excited just to get to Marco because you haven't seen the sun in 3 months. I see you, Griffiths. I see you, Wilsons. Yeah, it's going to be nice. I don't know. I mean, we have so many. We have like I think one of the biggest retreats that we've ever had because I don't know if it's because of unveiling the new material or it's because it's Marco Island. Regardless, we're only going to be missing 2 people out of a whole speaker team at the speaker retreat. So we are getting ready for this retreat. We've got a lot of work that we've got to do over the next week, and I want to give you one thing to work on, just one thing to work on over the next week as you're getting ready for speaker retreat. I know that your time is precious. I hope that many of you have already received either today or on Monday the guidebook. This is what we're calling it. It's a guidebook. It's not a manual anymore, and we'll have one of those like cussing jars that you'll put in $1 every time that you say manual. Actually, I'd be broke because of how many times I've said it, even in all the test events. I've been the worst. So I hope you've already received it. You probably started thumbing through it. If you haven't gotten it today, then you'll get it by Monday. And I want you to know a couple things. First of all, this is your version. This is not the guest version. The guest version has a hidden spiral, and it's a little bit smaller. It's more handheld. You're going to see versions of those at the speaker retreat. We wanted to give you something that you had that was big enough for you to be able to take notes in. It could serve as a reference point when you transfer to the regular guidebook or to your iPad, however you like to prepare to speak. And also in the back on page 121, it actually has all of the answer key right there for all the fill in the blanks. We still have some fill in the blanks. We've definitely reduced them, but we have them in there. And if there was one piece of advice that was given to me that I thought was incredibly helpful, that I want to pass on to you is from Ray and Robin McKelvey. Before one of the test events, Ray said, you know, Brian, the thing that I did that to help us prepare and that Robin and I did to help us prepare is we filled in all of the blanks and then I just read the guidebook. I didn't critique it. I didn't compare it to the previous version. I didn't think about where my story would go here and I got to make sure I have my story here. I just absorbed it. And then I read it again. And then I read it again. And he said by the end of it, I felt like I was in it and I saw the journey for what it was. And then I was able to go back through and start putting in my stories. But I know your time is precious, but in the next week, if you could just do that, if you could just read it, absorb it, try not to critique it, try not to compare it. You're going to have plenty of time to do that in speaker training. Just let yourself step into it and see what God's doing with this new material. So I would not be here if we wouldn't be at the stage that we're at today if it weren't for the team of voices that have spoken into it, that have given us so much feedback. Even these last 5 events, the guidebook changed quite a bit because of the feedback we got from the last 5 events, just to make this the best guest experience that we can. And so that'd be my one thing that I'd ask you to do to get ready. Michelle's going to send a link out. As you're looking through the guidebook, you're going to notice that there are mistakes, and you're going to want to send an email out to us. She's going to send a link with a Google sheet that you can just enter in, and it'll show you like what's the session, what's the title, what's the page, what's the mistake. And there's already one, like on session 4, we're missing a 4. I don't even know how we did that. It's right there, see? How do we miss a 4 right there? Because we're people, we're human, and we're going to get it better, and it's going to always be an iterative process. And so that'll help us make it better for the fall. So please enter those in. During speaker training, as you find things, go ahead and just put them in the sheet. And we're going to go back through, tally those, and make them better for next time. And so, again, I'm pumped about our training. We got a lot to cover, a lot to do. We're going to do our best to give you the big overview, the big picture about the 4 stages, the design principles that went in to how we decided to make changes the way we did, give you time to ask questions about why is this moved, or why did this change, or why are we entering this here. So I would just encourage you, save your questions for that time. We're going to walk through every session. We're going to tell you where the time sucks are. We're going to tell you what to watch out for. We're going to show you, hey, this is where the old version had this part of the talk. It's right here. If you have a story, it would be great for you to put your story here. We're going to talk about what are the new creative elements that we've created for each of these sessions, where the videos go, announcements. We're going to walk through all of that so that you're as best trained as possible. Michelle will also, in her email, when she's talking about the weekend and kind of final preparations, she's going to let you know about the videos that we have taken from the fall events And you can go and watch those if you want to. Some things have already been changed as a result, like I said. But in general, we've kind of stuck to, we found our groove, found our rhythm. And so a lot of it is very consistent with what we're going to be sharing with you in the next week. And so she'll send those videos out to you. I want to let you know that there will be some other changes that we have planned for the fall. We're going to be looking at the projects more in depth in this next season to create an assessment and some other things. But we would encourage your feedback. Give it back to us so that we can continue to make this as good as it can be. We also want to let you know that we've got 10 new speaker couples coming, which you know what that means. Skits. We're going to have some great skits. No one is exempt. Even our president and his wife, David and Meg, will be doing a skit. I am already hearing that it's going to be pretty awesome. So just a word out to all the other new speakers. Bring your A game. Bring your A skit game, if you even have one of those. So I'm excited about that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all that you've done to be a part of this, to be on this team. We love this week, and it'll be a great time of refreshment to connect with each other, to connect with God, and to see how we're going to continue to connect with guests and help marriages, pull marriages together in a country that's pulling them apart. So we love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.